Alright guys, this is, my name's Brian. I'm the guy that runs the Panther Clusters page. I wanted to kind of finally make a video of this thing not using my phone, so I can actually show you guys how the app works and stuff. Typically I use my phone. I finally busted my old camera out, so bear with me if the quality's not super good and the colors aren't vivid. I don't know how half the settings on this camera work, so here's what your typical cluster looks like. You know, this is a P71 cluster, so this one has the white needle mod, which I don't have the factory needles nearby, but you know, normally the factory ones are like that orangish red. These ones are white. I can put any color behind them. White is usually the go-to though, because they're just crisp and vivid. This cluster got the Colorflow mod. It's getting sent out tomorrow, but I wanted to make this video while I had one. This cluster, the Colorflow, is controlled by your phone. So you get an app, it's called LED Hue, right here. So this is what it's going to do when you first connect it to the car. So it's not going to go through this cycle with the needles bouncing. Well, first time you plug it in, it's gonna, but every time you start the car, it's going to act like a normal cluster. But the difference is the backlighting is going to be always lit up. When your key is on, this backlighting is on. Not the needles. The needles will still turn on and off with your headlights and dim with your headlights, but the backlighting no longer will. That is on with your key, and you control it through this app. Once the cluster is on, you know, once you got your key on, you go ahead and open up the app. It's called LED Hue, like I said. And then you're going to see all kinds of Bluetooth stuff up here because it uses Bluetooth. I name them all cluster, so you're going to hit cluster, and then once you see that it's connected, if you want to turn it off, just boom, hit that. Now the light's off. You know, obviously don't drive like that at night, but you know, if you're maybe, you know, parked in your car at night in the parking lot or something like that, you want it dark, that's a way to do it. So hit that again, it turns back on, and it's like instantaneous, which is really cool. So down here, initially you might have to set these up. So you're going to want to put the pixels at 19, GRB, and WS2811, and you only got to do that one time. All you got to do in this screen is just hit cluster and then enter. So now you're brought to the, you know, main screen. So up here, all these, you can hit the arrow and go through them one by one. You can tap this and it'll go into auto, where it just kind of cycles through all the different modes if you know, just want to see everything every time you drive. Some of these modes are designed for really long strips of lighting, so it doesn't really look cool on here. Like, it'll go dark for a while. Something like this. You know, this is designed for like a really long strip, so you see like there's a lot of dark time. But you got DIY colors, which is these ones, and you can hit it and save it, I think. Okay, so what you do, you click it, and then you make it any color you want, and it saves it right there. So like this one's just blue, but if we want to make it like a fuchsia or like a pink, now it's that, and it saves those. Regular colors, you got red, green, blue, yellow, like a pink, fuchsia, aqua blue, and white. Now, if you're driving at night and it's too bright for you, this top slider, it's kind of hard to catch it on camera, but it gets really nice and dim. So I'm basically at the dimmest setting right now. It's barely lit up. It's darker than the factory green. It actually looks really cool. Some of the colors like this, when they're dim, it kind of gives them like a different hue. And then of course you can go all the way down and then all the way back up. And then if you want to get back to your patterns, just hit that again. Pattern 1 is kind of my favorite. It's like a really smooth, just kind of color flow. And then you got like 3, like if you want like a more distinct, whatever the heck you want to call it, pattern. Again, it's really hard to capture these colors on camera. I was hoping this camera would be better, but I don't know how to mess with all these weird settings, so it probably doesn't look that good. But same thing though, you can dim these. Any pattern is dimmable. Way back in the, I mentioned that because way back in the day, you could only dim solid colors. It was weird. That color actually shows up a lot better when it's dim. So same thing right there. Right under the dimmer is the speed. You can get this. I keep it on the slowest setting because even then it's still kind of quick. But this is full speed right here. Here's like halfway, a little bit quicker. Some of them it looks really cool with, but I wouldn't want it on going fast when I'm driving. As for the app, that's really about it. It's really simple, really easy to use. That bottom one doesn't do anything for us. That's for a strip that has other parameters on it, like timing and stuff. But then you've got this one right here. If you don't want to, you know, tap these, you can literally just slide this over to any color. And like I said, it's instant. It's really snappy. It's really cool. So yeah, couple questions I usually get asked. I'll kind of go over them. This is controlled by your phone or a tablet. Doesn't matter, you know, just Android or iOS. You do not need the phone. You need it to adjust it, basically. So when you start your car, it's going to be on the same pattern that you left it on. So like right now, for instance, we're on this flow pattern. So pretend I turn the car off. Everything shuts off. And this is going to be different because I don't actually have it in a car. So it's going to go through the needle calibration. But as soon as you turn it back on, you're on the same thing, the same color pattern, the same brightness settings, same speed. And it's going to be like that until you change it. So really cool thing is you do not need your phone. You do not. A lot of people think that every time you get in the car, you have to grab your phone and adjust it. That's not the case. It's completely plug and play. As you can see, all I've got plugged into it is, you know, what would be in your car right here. There's no additional wires. You got a little bit of stuff on the back here. That's just the converters and controllers. So the way it works, a lot of people want to know. Pull your cluster out, send it to me. I do whatever you want me to do to it. I send you pictures and videos of it being done. You send payment, and then I pack it back up and have it out the next day. Usually people send it through USPS, which is, you know, perfectly fine. They're usually the cheapest and usually get like 2 or 3 day shipping on it for dirt cheap. So even though I can knock these out in about an hour, maybe 2 hours, depending on what you're getting done, I don't have time to ship them back out the same day. Otherwise it would be same day turnaround. So what I do is I get it done, I pack it up. Well, I test them first. I'll leave them powered on for usually a good hour or so, you know, that way everything's completely, because a lot of these components get really warm in here. So let everything get, you know, heated up, so to speak, and just make sure that everything works perfect, all the functions work. Then I'll let it cool down, pack it up, and then the next morning when I'm on my lunch break at work, I will run to the post office, because it's right around the corner from where I work, and ship it back out. And of course you get tracking. That's it, guys. If you have any questions that I didn't go over, definitely go ahead and leave them in the comments or shoot me a message on the page. I'm on Facebook and Instagram as PantherClusters. I will put links in the description. And yeah, so I appreciate you guys watching. Like I said, shoot me a message if you are interested, or if you bought one already and you're looking at this video. I appreciate your business for sure. So thank you guys.